That might not be straight, but I don't really care right now. I just want to sit and talk and just kind of just check in with myself because I feel like, well, yesterday is yesterday, and I want to leave yesterday where it is, but I also just want to check in with myself because I've just been going through the motions, I feel, the past couple of days, but specifically yesterday and today. I'm feeling really good right now. I'm in a really good mood. I just came home from, oh my gosh. I just came home. I went to go visit my old middle school. Well, I didn't plan to go visit. I was just over there and I was like, let me just walk around and see. And I had a nice conversation with my art teacher, which was nice. And I don't know, it was just nice because I've been wanting to go and back and visit for a long time and I finally got to. And I just feel good about that. But I also, I don't know, I also went to therapy today. And that in itself was something. I mean, therapy is therapy, but it's always just so interesting to me when I come across things that I guess I wasn't, that I still feel like I don't realize I'm still affected by something until it like comes up without me even like wanting to bring it up, if that makes sense. Like I'll be talking about one thing and then that randomly comes up and I'm like, oh wait, this is all connected. But yeah, I guess I say that to say healing is really not linear. And I think not that there's always going to be something, but I think that things are just going to have to, there's always going to be something that needs to be worked through, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be like the darkest, most heaviest time. Yes, there's going to be periods of darkness and like the shadow work times and things like that, but there's also going to be a lot of light moments. And um I just think for me right now, I feel so much lighter just because I got so many things out that I didn't realize I needed to release. And the only way out is through. Like for real. Like you really have to just go through the motions in order to really get over it. I can't see myself anymore, so I'm hoping because the screen just went black. But yeah, the only way out is through, and there really is no shortcut to emotional freedom. Like I think back to when I first started therapy, and it's been like 3 years now, which is so crazy, but or over 3 years. And one of my first objectives was emotional regulation, learning to identify my emotions and process them properly. And it's so funny to think that when that first happened, like I didn't realize that was something I really needed to do until we started doing the work. And I'm trying to not use like and as much. That's why my wording, I feel like I want to get back, and that's part of why I want to get back into making videos because I feel as though I already know I tend to talk fast, but I feel like there's a lot of times where I'm speaking and I'm not fully getting out what I want to say because my mind is processing and going so fast and I'm trying to get things out so fast and I end up missing what I actually want to say. So I'm trying to slow down a little more, and I also just want to, okay, I also just want to get back into, not get back, because I feel like I've been using words like and my whole life, and I want to be able to talk without using those words. So I guess this is going to be the start of that, and we'll see where that takes me. But anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so emotional regulation. I used to think I handled my emotions so well, but the truth was that I just knew how to adjust my emotions according to whatever was going on around me, whether I was around certain people, whether it was a certain situation or circumstance, whatever the case was. I wasn't actually that well at handling my emotions. And that's okay. I can give myself grace because I do think it was also just like a matter of like conditioned behavior of me doing this for such a long time, like throughout childhood or teenage years, adjusting my emotions to fit whatever was happening. And, but once you realize that, there are things that you really need to work on and pinpoint, I think a lot about when, I keep saying, but it's okay. Uh, I think about when, like, for example, when like a little kid is, I think at a young age, kids are taught, not even taught, but like they're made to feel that their feelings are an inconvenience, which obviously isn't true. But I think that just because of how it can feel like an inconvenience to an adult, and now the kid ends up not wanting to express themselves because they are either being threatened or they're being a burden or whatever the case is, even though that's actually not the truth. That's just what the adults are making it feel, you know. And then they grow up and they don't know how to process their emotions, or they, when it comes to the way that they react to their emotions, it's not in the healthiest way. You know, like when they tell little boys you can't show your emotions, you can't cry because it's feminine or whatever the hell, like just little things like that. And then they grow up and are struggling to properly experience their emotions and move through them. Anywho, I think I was going on a tangent, but the only way out is through. There's no shortcut to emotional freedom. And you really just have to do the work. You really have to do the work. Anytime I avoid doing the work, I end up having to pay for it. Like, I feel like you might consider certain things to be shortcuts, whether it's giving it to vices or whatever little thing, maybe avoiding your emotions to avoid some kind of distress in the moment, or, you know, but eventually it's going to manifest into something bigger and more problematic in the future. So you're better off just going through them. And obviously, I think it's work. It's just work. You know, it's ugly work. It's not cute, but on the other side of that is a cute version of you who went through the shit and now they know how to process their emotions and move accordingly. And I think it's just about being able to sit with the emotions. I think that for me used to be the uncomfortable thing, being having to sit with it and really just experience whatever is going on in my body. And it's so hard for me to keep looking at this camera when the screen is black and I'm like, I'm not looking at anything. But anywho, I actually wrote about this in my newsletter, which I don't know if it's going to be out by the time. I don't know what I'm doing with this video. I'm just checking in with myself right now. If I upload it, cool. But I do have a newsletter. I was up last night and I couldn't sleep, so I just started working on it. And it's pretty much literally about this topic. Be just kind of just reminding myself that I just have to let myself go through the motions and feel the emotions if I really want to get to the other side, because suppressing your emotions is not going to do anything for you, anything positive at least. You're going to end up being so reactive. You're going to end up, it could be a potential threat to your health. Like, come on, like, there's just so many things. And I feel like people like to make it seem like emotions aren't the biggest deal, but no, like, you need to learn how to properly handle your emotions for yourself, for if you're like, I don't know, people around you, and literally just for your overall well-being. Like, your emotions matter just as much as everything else going on inside of you. So I think that just needs to be more of a conversation. And I also think it's important to note that, because I know there are experiences and situations where it might not be safe to feel certain emotions, and then that leads to your body not feeling safe enough to process certain emotions, and that's a whole level of work in itself. But I think I do believe that you can get out of that. I do believe in creating safety within yourself so that you can be able to process and move through life accordingly, and move through life not in fight or flight mode all the time. I feel like that's how I've lived a lot of my life. And the more I learn about nervous system regulation and just going through life in general, the more I realize that that really is the answer, is being able to feel safe within yourself. Um, it's important. I feel like I'm just chatting, but I I think this is a good thing, because at least compared to yesterday when I was talking to my camera, completely different version of me. So I'll take it. Um, but yeah, I feel good. I think yesterday I was just very much overwhelmed with all the stressors in my life and just about where certain things are. But I think once I was able to just crash out a little bit, cry it out, scream it out, and just get the words out and really just get real with myself about how I've been feeling about things. 'Cause I think part of me has been like trying to convince myself that I haven't been feeling what I was feeling. And yesterday was kind of just like my breaking, excuse me. Yesterday was kind of just like a breaking point for me in that regard. But I feel better about it now. And I think I feel a lot more, it's provided me with a lot more clarity. So sometimes you just need to crash the fuck out. Like, um, I do think that is necessary to just get your shit out however you can in the healthiest way that you can, as long as it's not a threat or a danger to anybody else around you. I think you're okay. um, but yeah, you got to go through the motions. I think going through the motions is a messy but beautiful thing, especially what comes out on the side of it. And I don't know. I feel now that I'm just like I've gotten out things that I've been holding on to. I just feel a little more inspired too, and I think that it's just I think again I just needed to go through it. I just needed to go through the motions. I think that's all I have to say.